I'm always busy. What kind of car you got here?
It's a 1985 Ferrari 308. It's the GT model.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
I'm just kidding. It's a Toyota Corolla.
I don't know. I'm still thinking it's a Ferrari.
Yeah,
What kind of engine you got in this thing?
This has the LS2 from the Pontiac GTO. It's the 4-cylinder model, though. I can show you.
Yeah, let's pop the hood, huh? Beams, huh? For the people at home, what is a Beams engine?
This is a Gen 5 3SGE Beams engine. It is from the SXE10 Toyota Altezza RS200. Imported to 200, makes about 200 wheel horsepower. AE 111 throttle bodies and custom header, and tuned on AEM Series 2, and that's about it.
So just regular pump gas, no ED5, nothing like that?
Nope, runs on 93, 91 if it's all I can find.
So you got an ITB setup on here. What kind of setup we got going on with that?
The throttles are from an AE 111 Sprinter, Drano, we call them, the 20 valve engine. They're a little bit bigger than the silver top ones. The adapter is from Excessive Manufacturing in Portland, Oregon. Rich over there makes these adapters out of Delaware, and they're pretty nice pieces. So if you ever need
looks
any
nice.
parts, buy them from
Yeah, hit them up. Hit up Rich, huh?
Yep.
So why don't you fire this thing up for us? We'll take a listen.
It's pretty quiet at idle, but once you start giving her, she makes some noise.
What kind of exhaust you got on this right now?
This is actually a custom exhaust made by a local exhaust shop in Green Bay called Exhaust Pros. I brought it. I had a straight pipe that was all stainless and fancy, but it kept falling off, as you can see in some of your videos. And I got sick of it, so I bought a muffler from Summit Racing, from MagnaFlow, and I brought it to Exhaust Pros, and they went ahead and made me a 2.5-inch straight pipe from the header all the way back and put my muffler on it, and it's a lot quieter, so it's a lot easier to drive around.
Yeah.
I do drive this car on the street a lot, and it also doesn't fall off, which is a huge plus.
That's definitely a plus.
There goes
Whoa!
my hood.
So what do you got for suspension on this?
Suspension has quite a bit done to it. The front is Truss Type S stroke coilovers. The rear is MCN Sport full true body coilovers from Ireland. Darren McNamara makes them. They're a pretty nice setup. The rear end is from a 1979 Supra running Battle version 5-link with a modified panhard bar. It has extended and boxed lower control arms in the front and Cusco tension rods. I don't run any sway bars on it at all. And yeah, I don't know, I guess.
You got some brakes off of Mazda RX-7 on here,
I
do you?
I know that you're a big fan of those cars, and so am I. I'm running front brakes off of a Turbo 2 RX-7 FC. I think the rotors are from a Mini Cooper S, something like that, and the brakes in the back are from a 79 Supra. They're just the stock brakes that came on the rear end that I bought.
So what do we got on the interior here?
I can show you. Not a lot, really. The cage was done by Destruction Warehouse.
Destruction Warehouse? They made the cage?
Yep. So video there did a lot of the welding on this car. The dash is aluminum. Stack ST138 gauge cluster. Stack wideband. ARC 8000 switch panel. The whole car was wired and tuned by Panic Wire in Portland, Oregon. Mark Panic, who was here for Final Bout 2. Team Dynasty.
Shady Nasty.
Shady Nasty. Yes. This Corona Mark II. And show you the back if that's in your interest. So the cage ties into both the frame and the strut bars, which is kind of cool. I think it looks pretty sweet. That's mainly why I did it. Honda Optimum battery.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Don't run any fancy racing battery. It's not balling like that.
So how long did it take you to put this thing together?
Well, I've had this car for 6 years now. It'll actually probably, I think it'll be 6 years in like a week. And I bought it. It was kind of, it had some alright stuff on it. It had the coilovers, or the front coilovers anyway. Had an HKS exhaust, and it was stock 4AG, stock body. I drove it like that for about 1.5 years or 2 years before I started blowing up the stock engines and kind of got sick of it being an unreliable piece of shit. So I decided to throw all of the old crappy wiring away. And I got this engine in a pretty good trade deal. I didn't pay a lot for it. And the car ended up being down for, it was down for 1 year while I was still in college, where I didn't really have the money to do anything to it. And then I brought it to the destruction warehouse, because with it sitting in my garage, nothing was getting done. At least down there, shit could get done on it. And it was there for about 2 years, up until last spring, where I had it out here a couple times before it was painted, and then I had it all painted within a month or two of that.
So for anybody that has this car that has the factory engine, would you recommend getting the Beams engine or any alternative?
I'm torn on that. I love the Beams, and it's everything I could ever want out of this car. But I also love 4AG. You know, if I didn't have such bad luck with them, I'd probably still have one. I never had plans to do a beam swap or anything other than a 4AG in it, but like I said, that engine kind of fell in my lap, and I rolled with it, and I really do like it. I mean, if you have a good running 4AG and you want to build that, by all means, that's really cool. But I just, you know, for the money it would have cost me to build a 4AG the way I would want one, this makes more power and is way cheaper. And I think it still has the cool factor of being an NA 4-cylinder, you know, individual throttles. It's real high strung, revs to 9,000 RPM.
What's the power band like in this? Is it doggy down low, or?
It is a little bit. When it gets hot, it's a little sluggish down low because the BVTI doesn't work properly. But normally this has a really, you know, it's got pretty flat torque line. It's got a lot of low end power, at least for a Corolla. I mean.